eyes and ears around the league also remain fixated on the Utah Jazz and the Knicks engaging in trade talks surrounding Mitchell. The Knicks asset pool, up to 8 first-round picks and young players such as Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, and Obi Toppin, gives them a clear opportunity to acquire Mitchell, but sources say talks so far have moved slowly and sides are far from an agreement. And then this, along with New York, several other teams have expressed interest to the Jazz when it comes to Mitchell, such as Washington, Miami, Toronto, Charlotte, Atlanta, and Sacramento, according to sources. So the Kings interested in Donovan Mitchell. Your first reaction?
I'm glad they're picking up the phone and just being aggressive about it, right? Yeah. I mean, even if that's just picking up the phone and being like, what would you want from Zach? Okay, just getting a feel, like, why not get a feel for it, right? I guess the only thing that it could ever damage is a relationship and someone being like, oh, how dare Monty McNair want to possibly look at Donovan Mitchell when there's already a point guard or, and a backup point guard on this Sacramento Kings squad. But at the same time, Donovan Mitchell has had a great start to his career, averaging, over 20 points in every single season. And on top of that, like, we've seen him play at such a high level, and all the extra stuff that we've heard off the court with Rudy Gobert, you just never know what those rumblings are and you're getting one side of the story at times, right? So my point is, it's a great player. Yes, you should be picking up the phone and making a call.
Yeah, and Monty has pretty much said as much throughout his time in Sacramento, is that they're going to be aggressive and looking to add star talent to the roster. And anytime a star is available, they're going to pick up the phone. I think last year you saw it with the Dame Lillard stuff. I remember probably doing a podcast late August during the offseason where we're talking about, man, the Kings could be interested in Damian Lillard. What would that look like? I just don't see a path for the Kings to land someone like Donovan Mitchell, especially with the asking price, which seems crazy right now. And if the Knicks are willing to give up a ton of first-round picks plus young players, that seems like a no-brainer. To me, this story is being put out there to put pressure on the Knicks to get the damn deal done. They probably are really close. They're at the goal line. They got to punch it in. They're, battling back and forth over pick protections or something like that. They're probably going to get a deal done. And how does Sacramento even match something like that? Like, to me, at the bare minimum, you're giving up Keegan Murray, Davion Mitchell, and picks, and plus you got to add more.
Because obviously Jazz wouldn't want, a point guard in De'Aaron Fox who is getting paid what he's getting paid.
Right.
So it's like, exactly, they're trying to get rid of that type of contract. So yeah, I don't see the Sacramento Kings being seriously in the mix at all. I think it's fun to just see their name always involved now.
We could spend like 30 minutes discussing potential trade scenarios for Mitchell to Sacramento. I just think it's so far-fetched that I don't even, I'm not surprised that Monty called, check in, see what's going on, see if, the Kings can get involved into something else, but I just don't see a path. I don't see it.
It's mostly because of what Utah is trying to do is why I don't see a path, right? It's not, and even so, let's say, you did figure out something for Sacramento, why would that make sense for Sacramento's future just to get Donovan Mitchell on their squad?
Well, because let's be honest, De'Aaron Fox for Donovan Mitchell, salary-wise, would work, but the Jazz would not do that because they're not trying to take back the same contract back. They're going through a different phase. They're rebuilding. They are going to try to get some draft assets and capital and move on. So Sacramento would have Fox, Donovan Mitchell, and Sabonis, and what else around? What is that? I think you would at bare minimum see you later, Keegan, Davion, and picks.
And and I'm not willing to go in that direction. I just think you're really trying to build here in Sacramento for a sustainable future, right? Not just, of course, that win now term gets used all the time too.